When I first came to Tunisia, I made a point of avoiding the main resorts and heading instead here to the north, where I discovered one of the Med's great coastal cities. Well, here I am 10 years on, and it amazes me that Tunis remains relatively neglected and underrated. Morocco's made North Africa chic, and yet the majority of holidaymakers seem to brand Tunisia just another sun, sea and souk destination, good for a budget beach holiday. The Tunisian capital itself barely gets a look in. In my book, Tunis can match the exotic charms of some better-known Moroccan destinations, plus there's a lot less hassle here. This city is a great combination of North African Berber and French panache, which should be raking in the city break set. It sits on a magnificent gulf, and at its heart is the Medina, or Old Town, spanning the 1,000 or so years of Arab and Turkish rule. And outside, there's the Ville Nouvelle, or New Town, built by the French in the late 19th century. I'm in the Place de la Victoire between the two, where Tunisia's Champs-Élysées, the Avenue Bourguiba, meets the Bab al-Bahr, or Sea Gate, and through there is the Medina, with its palaces, monuments and souks. Mohammed, how much for this bowl?
120.
No. 80 dinar.
150. I am not capitalist.
I'll give you 100 dinar.
Okay, 105.
100.
All right.
Cool. Thank you. It's a deal. Wooden bowls are a great buy. I've seen these go for £100, 150 euros, and I've just bought this for £40, about 60 euros. The Rue Jemaa Zitouna is Main Street and tempts in the tourists. It's not the place to drop some shekels, as it's the most overpriced part of the souk. The street leads to the Jemaa Zitouna itself, or Great Mosque of the Olive Tree, built in the 9th century. And as a non-Muslim, you can visit the courtyard. Dars are Tunisia's answer to Morocco's riads, and this is Dar Said, an old merchant's house that's been converted into an hôtel de charme, what we'd call a boutique hotel. And it's a winner. Only 24 rooms and cool marble courtyards to unwind in. It's just up the coast in the suburb of Sidi Bou Said. Now, the whitewash and blue woodwork may suggest a whiff of the Greek, but this is as Tunisian as you'll find. It's also one of the wealthiest residential areas in the country, even though it can be crawling with tourists in search of a photo op. Here's another of Tunis's big plus points. Great beaches. Probably some of the best beaches I've ever seen in the Med, and they're less than half an hour away from the old city centre. Now, if boutique hotels aren't your thing, then you will find bigger here. The Residence is a palace on the sands, an Andalusian-style luxury getaway with 170 rooms and suites. There's a fountain burbling happily through the marble foyer, and an imposing facade that thrills. At its heart is a spectacular marine spa. Though any modern spa would find it difficult to compare with these baths in their heyday. They were built during the 2nd century and are one of the few remains of what was once the only city in the world to challenge Rome. That city was Carthage, and this was its acropolis or citadel. In 146 BC, the wives and children of its noblemen gathered here as an invading Roman army ran through the streets below, setting the city ablaze. And many of them leapt into the flames rather than surrender. It was almost 150 years before Carthage was rebuilt to become one of the wealthiest cities in the Roman world. The Romans left behind more than just ruins. They left the best surviving collection of ancient mosaics. These can be seen at the Bardo Museum, itself a 13th century palace. The museum's just to the west of Tunis city centre. A taste of this city always leaves me wanting more, and I sincerely hope that Tunis develops some chic cred. It deserves it. Otherwise, I'm afraid we'll be seeing one another again, same place, in another 10 years.